Hello and good day. This is Punchline, and we are First News Nation. As usual on Punchline, we only discuss national politics. I am Sammy Ajifo. It's always my privilege to thank you, especially for those of you who always watch our shows, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, or my TikTok. You could also follow us at First News Nation. Let's go straight into the meat of the matter right now. The Presidential Advisory Council is a body of people that the President, Bola Tinubu, has constituted to give him advice on several issues. Now, the constitution of that body is still unknown to a lot of us, but there is a body. In fact, that body accompanying him to France for his very first official visit as president to a foreign nation. Yes, but that's not the conversation for today. Conversation for today is what they have advised the president to do, and it's about federal institutions. Nigeria today has 541 federal parastatals, commissions, and agencies. 263 of these are statutory and non-statutory. Yes. So they're tinkering around that conversation that happened during the Jonathan administration. A committee was set up that was headed by the former head of service, Mr. Steve Oronsaye. Now, Steve Oronsaye came out with a report that became a white paper, and that report never saw the light of day. President Muhammadu Buhari was tinkering with the report too, and according to what we heard, first tenure they're going to implement it, second tenure they're going to implement it. It was never implemented. Now, the Presidential Advisory Council of Bola Tinubu has said that they want to implement the white paper of the Steve Oronsaye report. And one of the recommendations they're saying is that we should merge some parastatals. There are too many parastatals, 541. As a matter of fact, even though President Buhari had said he's going to implement that report, in the second tenure of his administration, just a few months before he left, those bodies that were recommended to be scrapped, they got 221 billion as allocation in the budget. So was anyone taking that report serious? But this time around, the Presidential Advisory Council has said, let's do what this report says. Let's reduce the size of government. Let's prune the agencies into a considerable number so we can take care of what needs to be taken care of. Now, let's see some of the recommendations that they made. They said that they should merge the Nigerian Customs Service with the Nigerian Maritime Safety and Administration Agency, NIMASA, and they should merge it with the FIRS. Now, they're all collecting money. Merge it into one. I agree with that. Too many agencies in Nigeria. Agencies and bodies you don't know. As a matter of fact, if you go to write an exam and they say, mention 6 agencies in Nigeria that are not the ones you know, you will fail that exam. As a matter of fact, if they tell you that there are some agencies with so and so name that you should prove true or false whether these agencies exist, you most likely will fail it because we have agencies with very funny names and overlapping. They're doing the same thing as other agencies are doing. So the Presidential Advisory Council has advised, which I agree 100%, that the FIRS, the Customs Service, and the NIMASA, they should all be merged. Okay? They said because it should bring for effective collection of direct and indirect taxes. They also advocated for a reform of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and they said they should implement the 90-page Steve Oronsaye report. Now, the Oronsaye report said that 36 agencies need to be scrapped. 52 agencies need to be merged. 14 needs to be changed to departments, and they shouldn't be agencies. They should be departments under ministries. I agree. I don't care whichever agencies they are. We need to reduce the cost of government. And this is what the Oronsaye report said. It also says that despite this, like I said, 226 billion was allocated to some of these agencies that should be scrapped in the 2023 budget. Agencies are to be scrapped, recommended by this report. FIRS has also been recommended that it should be removed. They are doing the same thing as the Highways Department of the Ministry of Works. Why do we have an FRSC? What's the meaning of FRSC? That's a question I've always been asking everybody. What does FRSC do? Your Federal Road Safety Commission, you're standing on the road. Which is your job? Is it the cars or the road? Federal Road Safety. You should be safe on the road, or the road should be safe. That's what I don't really understand. Aside the fact that they must always stand by military checkpoints. So if you run away from them, you hit the military. Aside that, I'm wondering what the FRSC is doing. And they're replicating the same job that the Highway Patrol is doing, Highway Department is doing. NBC, NCC are doing the same thing. The NBC and the National Communications Commission, they're doing the same thing when it comes to frequency allocation. They should either be merged or someone should do one job, the other person should face something else. This is still part of the FRSC, the Oronsaye Report. NTA, FRCN, and VON should be merged. That's what the Oronsaye Report says. And if there's any other thing I have not agreed with in the report, which there's nothing, I agree with this one. FRCN, NTA, and VON, they should be merged under the same management. EFCC and ICPC are doing the same thing. They should be merged. There are so many agencies that exist today, federal agencies that are doing what other people are doing, and they need to be merged. Some need to be scrapped. Some are totally unnecessary. Some have need their usefulness. What are we still doing with the National Orientation Agency? What are we doing with it? It's a question. The cultural troop of Nigeria, we have the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Women Affairs. What are we still doing with all these departments? We have Women Affairs, we have Humanitarian Affairs. Is there anyone for Children Affairs and Men's Issues? There's Ministry of Health, there's this, there's that. We need to actually merge some things, put them back into the ministry so we can have an effective working government. And I agree with it. So that's what I think. And if Bola Tinubu is actually going to do this, it will be thumbs up for him. I do think he should implement the Oronsaye Report. We have too much in government, as well as the National Assembly. We need to cut down on certain things because I don't know. So one of these days, we'll have a conversation as to what will Bola Tinubu do to fund his government. Will he borrow money? We don't know. That's what we're going to be talking about. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Which agencies do you think needs to be scrapped? Which ministries do you think are unnecessary? Which ministries or agencies do you think should be merged? Which ministry or department or agency should revert to department level? Drop it all in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. As usual, follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at First News Nation, and follow me at Sami Ajifo. Anything you want to do today, going out, coming in, doing business, watching TV, watching any of our shows, make sure you do something very important, and that is to stay safe.